Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live at Lakithia Nicole Talk. I am your girl, Lakithia Nicole, and we're going to get right into it. So, I am here with hip hop recording star A-Lex from Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to let him just get right into it to tell you guys, the name, the meaning behind the name, and exactly where it is that you're from.
Well, the name comes from my full name. Everybody calls me Lex. If you know me, you call me, A or Lex. But A, it comes from Alexander, pretty much. It's my full name, but nobody's saying all them syllables. So it pretty much comes down to just A Lex, Alexander the Great. Like it's like Alexander the Great, but as we was just saying, there's a bunch of Alexanders, so I just broke it down. So it's A Alexander the Great, and I'm out of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? BK all day. I done bounced around, but East New York is home. That's where I'm originally from. That's where I grew up. That's where it all started. You know what I mean?
Okay. So tell me, so when did your musical journey begin?
Oh, well, writing wise, I started early. My brother got me started. I started like around 9 years old when I first picked up the pen. I didn't really officially start recording until I was like 16. Ironically, I was down south. I mean, I linked with my man Righteous, and I was down there. Him and his team had something moving, and I was getting in studios, and one of their beat makers had like made a couple of beats for me. So that's when I got to professionally recording in like
At
official
9?
studios. No, this was at 16 later on. Yeah,
Okay.
that's when I started professionally recording. Was at 16, but I was
Okay.
writing since I was 9. I was doing
Okay.
little. It's funny. I used to put like tape decks inside the thing, and I used to plug in the headphones into the microphone piece to record, and then I would flip it over and do the ad libs the other way. It was like, oh man, it was a trip, but it was my way of getting a recording going.
Nice,
Yeah, so.
nice, nice. So, who were your inspirations at a very young age when you began?
You know what? When I first started, it was people like Crisscross.
Mm,
I'm about to show my age now, but it's all good. Crisscross and like the youngsters. I
okay.
don't know if y'all remember them from like way back in the day. You know,
I
it's the
don't
young
remember the
cats.
youngsters.
Yeah.
I do remember crisscross though.
Yeah, the youngsters whose pop is the hip pop pop pop. Like it was like a real. I think who put them on? Oh, they gonna kill me because I don't remember. It might have been Naughty by Nature, but I can't remember who put them on. But they were
Mhm.
like the young cats or whatever. They was like just because I seen kids doing it, so I was on it. But as I began to hone my craft and really get nice with my craft, it was more like my brother put me up on Nas in like the '90s, and that was just like a blessing. He's been my favorite MC since. But you got Nas, you got Jay. Back then, Method Man was killing it. You had AZ, Coogee, Rap. Like these were the type of cats that I was listening to. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So like I said, I'm gonna show my age. Those were like my people that really inspired me. Even the people that came on later on, like Mace and you know people of the sort. Like yeah, that whole
Mhm.
movement that was going on, Cameron and all them. But yeah, I'm a lyricist type cat, so I'm really into lyrics, really into bars. So if you ain't really saying nothing in music, if you ain't got a message, if you ain't telling a story, or if you ain't just like at least lyrically nice, I'll listen to you. But I'm not gonna go to you for inspiration or something like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, what was the drive though at a young age? You said you picked up the pen at 9 years old. What
Mm-hmm.
drove you to be like, I want to write? Like, was it something that you were going through, dealing with? Like, what gave you that, that
Um,
that drive to want to just grab that pen at such a young age?
Believe it or not, my brother and my cousin RP, my cousin Mo, he actually was like one of the first people that was really doing it. He had like a whole little team, and they was making it into like different magazines and stuff like that, and opening up for people like Raekwon from Wu Tang and all that. He had a group. He had moved up to Rhode Island and all that. So like they were really my inspiration. My brother, and my cousin Mo, they got me started writing. Just watching them write, and my cousin Mo was like incredible. So if I can just be half as nice as him, in my head I figure whatever, they'll probably, you know what I mean, accept me a little more and I'll be able to chill with them a little more. So that's where that started. But
Mm-hmm.
then as I got into my own thing, my brother put me on the Nas, I got to listen to the people, you know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
said, AZ,
The greats.
yeah, Biggie too, forgot Biggie
Yeah.
too. Pac was good for as far as like story and heartfelt stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like that. It started with my brother and my cousin, but then who the MCs inspired them, I would listen to, and they kind of inspired me, and that's kind of where it went.
Mm-hmm. So on the journey at 16, so moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
you said you got in the studio at 16, and so did you release your first project at 16, or
Uh,
when did you
n-
release it?
no. What I started doing was when I first started recording at 16, I would put together like mixtapes. I would take some of my favorite artists or the artists that I was listening to underground, and I don't know if y'all remember like the old 90-minute tapes, like the actual tapes.
Yeah.
I would actually put like whatever my favorite artists were, and I would like throw a couple of my songs into it. Like I would mix them in or whatever. I would throw like I don't know, whoever I'm listening to. If it was a Biggie, if it was a AZ, I would make full length mixtapes like on some type DJ type tip.
Yeah.
And I used to call them the amalgamation, which was like just a mix of music. I called it the amalgamation, and this was like back in the day when like, what was it? I think it was like Black Planet was popping. Like, so what I did was I just would add my music to that, and if people ordered them, I would just send them out. And that's
right. Black Planet was a website.
And I used to send them out. Like everybody was up there trying to find love and do that other stuff. I mean, it was dope, but I was up there. Like you go to my page, you would see like a bit of a bio, and you would see like probably a bunch of lyrics from a song, and then you would see like a way to order a mixtape or something like that. And that's pretty much how I started getting it out there. Like that.
So speaking of Black Planet, were you on IUMA?
No.
Okay.
No, I was on Black Planet. I think I was on Black Planet back then. There was a thing like called College Club, which was like I guess like Facebook before Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I got on Facebook and all that. But
and then what about? Did you later get on MySpace?
Oh yeah, everybody did MySpace.
Did you have the music on there?
Yeah, when I first did, I did a regular page, and I had to figure out how to do the music page, and I got the music page moving, and yeah, it's probably still there. I haven't been on MySpace in so many years, but I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Yeah.
But that was how I did that. But the first official project I think I actually put out like full length. Me was through. It was like the distribution was like years later through. I think it was through CD Baby. Yeah. And they had like different records. Like that's when like Tower Records had like out with stores that you'd have to order online, and and if you had people from different areas, like if you lived in the Bay and you wanted to get that CD, you can walk into a store and tell them order it for you, and they would be able to do that. So and that was like 04. And then I did like a little promotion thing, little running around. I linked up my man Righteous again. He was out there in London. Told him I'm gonna make that move. Popped out there. I shipped some CDs ahead of time. We was running around out there. Doing what we could do.
In London?
Yeah, in London.
And how was that experience working out in London as a recording artist?
To me, it was dope because it was like, okay, this is something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kid from Brooklyn. I mean, I've been up and down the East Coast by that time, but it wasn't. It's it's a whole nother thing. I had to get my passport set up, and it was like, all right, this is something I want to do. And we popped out there. We went into their little. They don't call them clubs. What they call them? Raves. They got raves out there, so we popped out to their raves. We was just going in there to find a DJ and get the CDs to them and dish it off, and we were just trying to get things to people. That was.
And how long were you out there working?
How long was that? That was like a few weeks. It wasn't nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Because I still had to come back at the time and like go to work and all that. So I had, I had life, but I was able to set that up. You know what I mean?
That's very good.
Yeah.
That had to be a cool experience. It's just completely different to me than America. So, like, what would you say was like one of your most memorable moments in London?
I think the first day we touched down, because I had him, he's good with what he's doing, and my man Righteous, he is set up so that when we got out there, it was like each day there was something going on. The first day we touched down, what was the artist name? Tone? I think it was a guy named Tone, or somebody was recording the video, and I linked up with,
we did the video shoot.
So.
And then from the video shoot, we did the club downtown.
Right, so.
And then from there, we went to Borough. We did studio session with Fei Sway and all the boys over there,
Gotcha.
It was just a good setup. So I linked up. What I did was I made a lot of good connections over there. That's the best thing I got out of there. I did a lot of filming. When I was out there because I wanted to be able to use the footage. Some of the footage is still stacked up. Some of it, I don't know what happened to it, but mainly the connections. So later on, years later, when people came over, I was able to link with them. I was able to do some filming, some movies, shoot other videos, work with more artists, and we were supposed to be out there in January, early January, like the 6th or the 8th or something, but they shut down London. Due to the pandemic, they shut it back down, so we wasn't going to go out there. So now we pushed it back to June, but now it's like it's a good look. I got a whole team and a whole fam out there, so it's just, that's the best part about it, you know what I mean?
So when did you shoot your first music video?
Ooh, when did I do my first official video? Dang, you know what?
You get it popping.
To be honest, I can't remember. It was a lot. We've done so much stuff. Stay inside your... No, that wasn't the first one. I think the first one might have been... Yeah, it might have been after the BT thing. That's the first official one anyway. Yeah, it was a thing called Do That. It was a song called Do That Thing.
So within your career, how far along were you in your career when you did your first music video? Like, as far as you were saying, you started writing at 9. Right. At 16, you started recording in the studio. So then where were you about in your career and life when you shot your first music video?
Well, the first official video, it was after BET, so I was in a pretty good space. I was in a pretty good space to be able to get the video shot. The thing is, we could have shot it earlier, but based off the thing I was doing, it was like an American Idol thing they had going. Mm-hmm. It was like a American Idol thing where you could perform about a minute and a half of your original song, but then if you like. I made it all the way to the runner-up, but if you wasn't the winner, they had you in a contract so that you couldn't really release anything for like 8 months or something like that.
Okay.
So we shot the video, but I had to hold on to it. So it was like the end of the year that I ended up putting it out. That was the first official one. It was called Do That Thing, and it was called Stay in Your Lane. That was probably...
Yeah, so speaking of BET, because we were going to head to that, that was something I read in your bio that you had the opportunity to perform on 106 in Park a couple of times. So let's go into your experience with BET. Was it your experience with BET? Was it only 106 in Park, or was it other things with BET?
It was pretty much only 106 with BET. There was some other things we was trying to set up because at the time they was written from CBS. I don't know where they're written at now, but all the stages were all right there. So we was trying to work other things out, but I think at the time they was in between bouncing from there to another place. I don't know. At this time they was filming with CBS. So, yeah, we did the 106 thing. That was pretty much it there.
What year were you on 106 in Park?
07, 08.
Yeah, it was 08 because it just came. Yeah, it was 08. It was 08. Okay. It was towards like the end of 08.
And what were you on there for? What was it? Was it a competition? Like, let the viewers know what the reason you were on. Because to me, that's like almost like a legendary show. Like it was definitely
check you out too.
A big show, you know.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great opportunity. I appreciated it and I liked it. It was about 08, and it was they was doing Freestyle Friday, which was the thing they did.
Yeah.
So I popped up there for that.
Okay.
But they was going through like I guess a lot of criticism, and it just wasn't getting the respect that it had. I think Smack had the battle thing on by that time. He was already coming in. So they kind of pulled away from that, and they was trying to come back. And I guess at the time, American Idol and all these Who Wants to Be or whatever, all these shows were popping up. So they kind of set it up like that. Mm-hmm. They kind of did like, we're going to do a American Idol version. You come in and do your own songs, and whatever the audience likes, whatever song you like better, that's who they'll be able to vote for. So we started doing that, and that's how that came about. We did a couple of preps and a couple of pre-things, and it was like a little... it was almost like a tournament type thing. You know what I mean? You had like 8 people on this side, 8 people on this side. After they narrowed it down, it was like 1,000 people that was trying out. They narrowed it down. They liked my song because I had turned in a song after we did battles. Mm-hmm. Because originally they had the battle set up, but then when they pulled away from that, they was like, anybody got CDs, just leave it. And a guy named Terrence called me. Not Terrence, the host at the time, but another guy named Terrence. I think his last name is Clayton. He had set that up, so... He called me back, said he liked the song. He'd like to come practice it, see if I could perform it. And I was with it because at that time we was running around performing everywhere. I was in Jersey a lot. I was doing a lot back then, so we was running around. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's great. So
yeah. So so tell me, with the BET, how did that boost your career having that opportunity?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It got people to pay attention to me, which is what I needed, which is really what I wanted. So that worked out, and we ended up like. Things were moving on MySpace because that's what the biggest thing was. You go to somebody's page and they added your song there and people was purchasing the music. So that was a good thing. And it allowed people to book me for shows and things like that out of state. And I was just setting up things. But, I had to find a balance because at the time I was like still working at one place and I was trying to figure out what was worth going to because people were calling you all across the country to get you to do this and get you to do that. So, it had to make sense. So, it propelled me to a good little move, and I was able to do a lot with it. I'm still benefiting off that to this moment. You know what I mean? So yeah. So
nice.
I'm still benefiting off that. So that worked out.
Yeah. So so now moving forward, you touched on it a little bit. Mm-hmm. You touched on that you're going back out to London to get some stuff done.
Right.
So what's your connection with London? You said you have a whole team out there, so you have a musical team out there. What's your thing with London?
Shout outs to STG, the whole STG fam out there. Pretty much, we have a lot of people that we linked up with. Shout outs to my man Asim too. He goes by P-Dox. He was one of the cats that I was working with when I first got out there. He's like in movies. Him and his team did a thing that's on like BBC 2 or BBC 3, and he's like, I forgot the name of the character he plays, but it's like a funny character. He like took off out there, so he's doing good. He's doing a good position. Hugo, My man Orlando, the godson, he got a couple things set up. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Kapoor. You know, it's a whole little thing. Artiste, he does like artistic stuff. He does like music too, and it's like a whole little team of a good amount of people that, you know, we all work together. We all try to make things happen. You know what I mean? Whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether it's a whole bunch of other things, we try to just keep things connected. And that's the good part, because they come over here, they come across this side of the Atlantic, we work together. Over there, same thing. So like when we go out there, we supposed to go out there in January. Now that we pushed it back to June, we're gonna do some filming out there. We got a short movie because I write scripts, so we can try to put that together. And then we could try to put together like a little series and, you know, try to put a bunch of things we can while we can.
Yeah. So I'm hearing, you know, because we don't, like on my show, I definitely love to, you know, promote the fact that people are not, you know, they're multi-talented, you know, they're not one-dimensional. So you're talking about the acting. So what are you doing in acting, and what have you been in anything that could have seen, like any movie or television show?
The movie that got completed, that's on hold. Due to the current pandemic status and everything, that was supposed to be finished. That's called Clock Tower. The trailer is finished. The trailer's out for that. But we didn't necessarily get that off the ground yet. We still got like 2 more scenes, I think, with a bunch of people. And we're supposed to rent out a place, but I think that's being, you know, held up right now. Other than that, I've done a series, grind a series. That was good. Shout out to my man Lux. Shout out to Extreme. Extreme used to run. What was the name of the DVD thing that he ran? I can't remember exactly. He's going to kill me for that. But he ran a successful DVD thing out there in Southside, Queens. So I did a film with him. I did some filming with them. I got a series that I'm in, and I got a reoccurring part of. It's not off the ground yet. I can't really say like names and everything, you know, due to NDAs and all that. But it is working with the same cat, my man. Shout out to Moses. They got some stuff put together. Same cat that put together Money and Violence. So, you know, they got a couple of things that we're trying to put together, but that's not completely off the ground yet. We just about to do the viewing soon. So that's another thing. And then,
awesome.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I got a couple of things I got written, but you got to be able to have the time, the space, and people to be able to link. So
Yeah.
Right
So
now.
so moving forward, what are you currently working on that you want the people to know about?
Well, music-wise, I'm not working on anything specifically. We're putting together my man Righteous Project now, you know what I mean? He's back in the studio or whatever. We actually leaving here to go set that up, you know what I mean? Because I got my own little recording set up. So we're going to make that happen for him. But my project that I just released, my last one released last year, is called Exhibit A. That's like a good project I was working on for a minute. I poured almost everything I got into that. So, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Exhibit A, it's on all platforms. If they want to find it, they could just type in A-Lex and then just type in Lexhibit, you know, A, and it should pop up based off Google or whatever.
Okay.
So that's probably the last music project I put out, and right now we're just shooting videos off it. You know what I mean? That's another thing. We shoot our own videos, so yeah, I got like probably about 5 videos out off of that project, but we do it like split, so it'd be like one verse of one song, then fade into another song. So technically, it's probably about like 7 or 8 songs out. Off of that, and I got some work getting edited up now by my editor, and I guess we're gonna put that out as soon as I get that back. I'm gonna get that back on the 26th. It probably will drop next month sometime, but yeah, that's what I got out now. Musically, I'm not working on anything, but what I already have is out, like Exhibit A.
Okay. So are you working on anything that you do want them to know about? Like is there something you want, you know, your audience to be looking for?
When everything clears up with this pandemic thing, I guess definitely look out for the Clock Tower movie. Shout outs to Red Imagery. They got I forgot about them too. They got a series out there called Trapping. You know what I mean? I did a quick little part in that. I don't know when that's gonna drop because I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean with the pandemic. Yeah. I don't know if people are trying to get festival things going. I don't know if they're trying to get things screened out. I know some people are pitching to Hulu, Netflix. I don't know what they got going on a lot of times. But those are the things I would say look out for. Musically, I'm not putting out anything soon other than videos, so I would look out for that new Connecting Flight videos. That's probably going to drop probably soon.
Okay.
Next month. But other than that, check out what we have already out there. I mean, you know, youtube.com/Lexercise. I mean, I don't really push the YouTube thing because it's, the videos you can upload everywhere, but you can check it out everywhere. Like the music is still coming out. The visuals for the music is still coming out. So that would be probably to look forward for. And then the movies when they do drop, I guess.
Awesome.
I can't give like a due date because I don't know what's going on with this pandemic. We might go in another lockdown tomorrow, so I don't want to be like, yeah, check it out in August. And
Right. Yeah, no worries.
So
Yeah,
you know how that go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you, Alex, for coming through and showing some love and, allowing my audience to get to know who it is that you are. Before you leave out, is there anything you want to tell your audience?
First of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And that's,
Thank you for coming
you
through.
didn't have to. You know what I mean? I appreciate the platform. Thank everybody for just, making this happen for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, look out for the new videos. I guess that's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I know I can control right now. The new videos. The music's already out. The new videos. If they want, you can find me almost on any website under the name Lexercise. That's exercise with an L in front of it. YouTube.com/Lexercise. On Instagram, I'm Lexercise. Same thing on Twitter. Facebook, I think it's Lexercise Music. But other than that, yeah, you can just check me out and, hopefully listen to the music. Like I said, some videos are out, and I'll have some more coming out soon. That's the only thing I can control right now that I know.
And then you said your music is available on all platforms, so they can actually go and get that album that you released last year. When did you release that by chance?
That was actually, it was the March 31st. Yeah, because it was the same day that I think.
Not a year yet.
Yeah,
okay,
it was it hasn't been a full year. It just dropped. Not just dropped, but the pandemic just kind of, what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's definitely dropped last year, and like I said, we're still releasing projects off of it. So as far as visuals, so yep.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'm happy that they will definitely be able to check you out. Check out that new album because I still feel like it's pretty new. And besides that, yeah, we thank you for coming through. And hopefully, once you have the movies and you have all these different things, after the pandemic is cleared, you can come back to us and give us an update on everything, how it's going with the movie. And if you decide to go back in the studio and record new music, definitely come back and show us some love. I really appreciate it.
I definitely will. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming through. Much love.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys. And we will be back tomorrow with another interview. Thank you.